got to learn to say no, because as soon as you go out to, I'll do anything, everything, you miss the opportunities that are actually good for your business, that they're healthy to grow and to create stability. You'll be running around like an absolute nutter trying to catch balls where you just haven't built the systems for that type of thing. So learning to say no, and by saying no, you'll get the opportunity to do 3 times as better, build a better business. As long as you say no and just stick to what your niche, super important.
Obviously, we had Johnny, who runs his own Amazon warehouse, fulfilling warehouse on episodes, but probably about 5 or 6 episodes ago. And we've actually noticed this in our surveying team. There's a really, really good balance between like how busy the team are. We actually have found that if we're quiet, we're less efficient per job than if we're busy. Because if you know that you haven't got continuity of drawings to be getting on with, you take your time and you make it more accurate, and then that's margin lost on that particular job for us. So if you're actually busier and you're churning through the work, obviously not to the point of like burnout and stress and deadlines are constantly being not met. But before then, we found that actually the busier you are, the more efficient you become. It's almost like a highly tuned engine. Like you need to push it to its limits to get its real benefit from it.
Yeah, because I would challenge the one word you said there, Jack, about they would spend more time on it to make it more accurate. In my experience, because I find exactly the same as you said, that the longer sometimes, like there's this sweet spot. If some of my team or myself or the business in general, there's time, people just expand the work into the time, and then typically what happens is they just take a lot longer, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's more accurate. What happens is they expand it until it becomes close to the deadline again, and then they get it finished with that same level of urgency. And I'm like,
do you know what my non as an analogy always says that is, and I love it. He says, if you're going out and you've got an hour to get ready, you'll take an hour. If you're going out and you've got 10 minutes to get ready, you'll take 10 minutes. And it's the same, analogy. Even though you actually don't take an hour to get ready, you probably take 10 minutes, but you might go and, take the bins out, or, if you're Stuart, spend 45 minutes on your hair.
It's a known phenomenon for decades now. It's called the Parkinson's law. Work expands to fill the time that you've got, basically. So
the things that I was using in an interview is one of the girls who joined me recently was like, what would we like with flexible hours and working? I'm like, the work doesn't stop. The beauty about being at the front of the machine is I'm controlling the accelerator. And the accelerator, or if you measure the amount of work you're selling at the front end versus the reviews and time at the end, I don't really care when people work, to be honest. And that's why I don't check people in, check people out, because it's very easy to see where the holdups are based on your KPIs. And you can make your business as simple as possible. And it's, the more simple you can make it, the easier it is to understand what's going on. And if there's any sort of choke points, you can just jump on that department. And if it's taking 6 weeks rather than 3 weeks, why? It's as simple as that.
Manage on deliverables, not on like micromanaging day work and shit like that. And I think we've spoke about this before, actually, on that Parkinson's law thing. If sometimes just set a date for stuff or set a target, even if it's kind of arbitrary, but at least there's something to work to. Whereas if it's like, get this done.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you go and subscribe to the Ground Up Podcast.